The Castle. A story about permission, silence, and a system that never answers. Have you ever tried to do the right thing and still felt like you didn't belong? You followed the rules, you showed up, you waited, and yet something invisible kept pushing you back. This story lives in that feeling. A man arrives in a village on a cold night. His name is Kay. He is told he was summoned for work. No details, no explanation, just an instruction. Above the village, on a hill, stands a castle. Not majestic, not welcoming, just distant, quiet, unreachable. And from the very beginning, Kay understands one thing. Nothing here works the way it should. At first, people are polite. They listen, but their answers are vague, unclear. Every question leads to another form, another person, another delay. Kay is told there has been a mistake, that perhaps he was not needed after all. But no one can confirm it, and no one can correct it. Think about that for a moment. Being told your presence might be an error, but no one having the authority to fix it. Kay decides to seek clarity. He wants to speak to the officials at the castle. That seems reasonable, but the castle does not respond. Messages are sent. Messages return unanswered. Appointments are promised, then forgotten. The more Kay tries to understand the system, the deeper he gets trapped inside it. Have you ever experienced this? When effort doesn't bring progress, only more confusion. When following the process feels like walking in circles. People in the village accept this reality. They don't question it. They've learned something important. The system is not meant to be understood. It is meant to be endured. Kay refuses to accept this. He believes logic will save him, that if he explains himself clearly enough, someone will listen. But clarity has no power here. Only hierarchy does, and hierarchy is invisible. Officials appear and disappear. Rules shift without warning. One person tells Kay he has permission. Another insists he never did. Both speak with confidence. Neither provides proof. And slowly, something begins to change. Not in the system, in Kay. He starts doubting himself. Was he actually summoned? Did he misunderstand? Is he the problem? This is where the story becomes uncomfortable, because the system never accuses you directly. It lets you accuse yourself. Kay forms relationships. Some people help him. Some seem to care, but even kindness feels conditional, temporary, unstable. Every interaction carries an unspoken message. You don't really belong here. The castle remains distant, always visible, never reachable. A symbol of authority that doesn't need to explain itself. Think about modern life for a moment. How many times have you filled out forms, sent emails, waited for responses, only to receive silence? The system doesn't say no, it just never says yes. Kay tries harder, he adapts, he compromises, he lowers his expectations. And that's the quiet tragedy. The goalposts keep moving, and without realizing it, you start moving with them. At some point, Kay is given small tasks. Not the job he came for, but something close enough to keep him hoping. Hope becomes the system's strongest weapon. As long as you believe access is possible, you stay compliant. You stay patient. You wait. The villagers warn Kay, not directly, but with tired eyes, with resignation. They've learned that resistance only creates isolation. Acceptance creates survival. But K is not trying to rebel. He just wants acknowledgement, a confirmation that his existence here makes sense. That confirmation never comes. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The system doesn't care if you understand it. It only cares that you continue participating. K never reaches the castle, not because he is unworthy, but because reaching it was never part of the design. This is not a story about failure. It's a story about endless waiting. And that's why it stays with you, because you've felt this before. Waiting for approval, waiting for permission, waiting for recognition, from institutions, from jobs, from systems that never explain their rules. The most disturbing part is this: no one is openly cruel. No one is clearly evil. Everything is polite, procedural, reasonable on the surface. And yet the outcome is the same: disconnection, confusion, powerlessness. The castle never needs to speak. Its silence is enough. By the end, there is no resolution, no victory, no clear defeat, just continuation. And that's the point. This story is not asking you to solve the mystery. It's asking you to recognize it. Because the real castle is not on a hill. It's in systems that never answer, rules that shift without warning, authority that exists without accountability. And the real question is not, will K be allowed in? The real question is, how long will you keep waiting for permission? Most people stop listening here because this reflection is uncomfortable. But if you're still here, you already understand something important. That sometimes the system is not broken. It is working exactly as intended. And awareness is the first quiet act of freedom. This channel is not about easy answers. It's about stories that reveal invisible structures. Stories that stay with you after the screen goes dark. If this story unsettled you, it wasn't meant to entertain you. It was meant to mirror you. Because somewhere in your life, there is a castle you've been trying to reach. And maybe the real power is realizing you were never supposed to.